Hi kids, this is Silver Husky, and today we're going to be talking all about how to start your very own coin collection, what to look for, and how to find them. So here we go. Let's start off with the basics. You guys are probably familiar with the penny. This one has Abraham Lincoln on the front and a shield on the back. It's modern. We also have a nickel. This is 5 cents. It's worth 5 pennies. On the back you can see Monticello. The next coin is a dime. It's worth 10 cents or 10 pennies or 2 nickels. And this one has Roosevelt on one side and a torch on the other. We also have the quarter, worth 25 cents. 4 of them make up $1. Here you can see a $50. These are harder to find, but they do still exist. Has Kennedy on the one side and an eagle on the other. This one is an Ike dollar with Eisenhower on one side and a bell and the moon on the other. This is where you can actually put your coins. These are called coin books. This one is specifically for Buffalo nickels, which we'll talk about here in a minute. On one side you can see all the different types of books they have and a little bit of information about each type of coin. So here is the Buffalo nickel book. This one is for Mercury dimes, which I will show you in a little bit. Mercury dimes are really neat, but this book is not complete, so I can fill it by finding more Mercury dimes that have the dates I need. The next book is Kennedy half dollars, and you can see the problem with the books is that the coins can fall out, and they often do. You just pop it right back into place and close it up. Coin books are really simple ways to get started in coin collecting. Next you need to know about obverse and reverse. Obverse has the face on it, and the reverse does not. Obverse, reverse. It's important to know what a mint mark is. This will tell you where the coin is from. Here we can see this Kennedy half dollar was minted in San Francisco. That's why it has an S. The next one was minted in Denver. You can see the D above the bell. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, and it has a P. A lot of times Philadelphia minted coins don't have any mint mark. The next coin you will see an O under the wreath. O means New Orleans. This coin was minted in Carson City, a very faint CC at the bottom. Next, I want to show you what happens when the mint mark is covered by another mint mark. Here you can see a D, but it looks a little weird. Next to the D, there's a little line. That means that this coin was Denver minted over San Francisco. D over S. Let's talk about the 3 different kinds of finishes on a coin. The first one is a business strike. This is the normal strike that is used for regular coins that will be circulated through the community. This one is a proof coin. You can see the face in the middle is frosted while the background is highly polished. The last one is an enhanced reverse proof. The field or area in the background is frosted and the person is polished. Let's talk about edges. Here we can see 2 different kinds of edges. One edge is smooth or flat, and the other edge is reeded or has stripes. The reeded edge is more modern. This is a way that people could tell that the coin was not being rubbed off on the sides, meaning people were not stealing silver from the coin. The first coin we're going to talk about today is a penny or cent. This is the Indian head cent. You won't commonly find them in circulation anymore, but this is what the back looks like, or obverse. Here we have wheat cents. On one side, they have Abraham Lincoln, and on the other side, they have 1 cent with 2 bands of wheat going across the sides. These are called steel cents. During the war, copper was needed, so the United States Mint made coins in 1943 out of steel. These coins are magnetic. They're the only coins in US circulation that were ever made of steel. If you ever find a 1943 made of copper and not steel, hang on to it because those were error coins. These cents were made in 2009. You can see here it was a tribute to Abraham Lincoln. And these are different aspects of his life. There were 4 of them made, and you can find them out in circulation. These ones I found myself. Before we move on, let's talk about different ways that you can buy and store coins. This is a tube. Coins can be kept this way, but they might sustain damage. Here's a coin flip. This is a great way to protect a coin. This is a plastic baggie. A lot of times coins can be sealed in them, or you can buy them yourselves and seal your coins in them. And this is a slab. Slabs are by different companies where they grade them and place them in a protective holder. After pennies, the next coin to talk about is a nickel. Here is a V nickel. This one is from 1904. The V on the V nickel stands for the number 5 in Roman numerals. Next we have a buffalo head nickel. These are really neat coins. Although hard to find, they are a nice little piece of American history. Great to collect. Next, let's talk about war nickels. These were minted in the 40s when nickel was needed for the war, so they used silver in these nickels at 35%. So if you find a letter above the Monticello, chances are it's a war nickel. These are the more modern nickels that you might be used to seeing. In this case, this one is very shiny. It's kept in a nice protective plastic baggie. You might also be familiar with these more modern nickels. They have buffaloes on the back or other designs. The next coin is a dime worth 10 cents. So here you can see a Barber dime. Barber was the designer of this coin. A very beautiful and very old dime. You might actually find these out in circulation. This is called a Winged Liberty dime, also known as a Mercury dime. These are also very beautiful coins. My favorite dime, in fact. On the reverse, you can see a beautiful design that is very often rubbed down, but if you ever find one with what they call full bands, hang on to it because it's worth a lot. Here you can see a 1964 Roosevelt dime. These dimes were made of silver, as were the previous ones shown. Dimes from 1964 and older were all made of 90% silver. You can see here the reverse looks very much like our dime today. In fact, you can hold it next to a modern day dime, this one from 1965, just 1 year later, and you can see the difference in luster, meaning shininess or reflectivity between the two dimes. As you can see, the reverse of these coins are also identical. One way to tell is by putting them side to side. You can see the modern coin has a band of copper embedded into it. This is called a clad coin. The coin is mixed with different metals, layered like a cake. So you will see a reddish orange, sometimes brown color. 25 cents. These are called barber quarters. Very old quarters, this one from 1899. Also like the Barber dime, designed by Mr. Barber. A beautiful design on the back. Very nice old eagle. This one is called a Standing Liberty quarter. These are very hard to find out in circulation. However, it is a beautiful design, isn't it? This is a Washington quarter, and though it looks very much like the quarters you see today, this one is quite different. Remember, 1964 and older is silver, so this quarter with the eagle from 1964 or before is going to be 90% silver. When compared to a modern-day quarter, they look almost identical. Both have George Washington on the obverse. However, when placed on its side, you can see the clad features of copper banding in the coin. That brownish orange color tells us this coin is not silver. On the reverse, you can see the modern state quarters. These started in the year 2000 and carry through to today between state quarters, provinces, and America the Beautiful designs. They're very beautiful designs indeed. Here, you can see an example of the America the Beautiful designs from 2019. These coins were minted in 999 fine silver, meaning they are 99.99% pure silver. That's a lot of nines. This quarter is only 90% silver. The rest is copper. But that's okay. These are still beautiful and contain silver nonetheless. Look at that beautiful quarter. It's no wonder why you want to collect coins. They're just so cool. Let's talk about 50-cent pieces. 50. This is the oldest 50-cent piece I own. It's called a capped bust $50, and it's from 1823. Good luck finding these out in circulation. I don't think you will. This one, on the reverse, has a beautiful old classic eagle, and it says 50C on the bottom for 50 cents. The smooth edge on the sides reads 50 cents, half a dollar, and then a little star. This was a very cool coin, and I do hope you get to find one day. This is called a Seated Liberty $50. Seated Liberty $50 are also very old. This one from the 1850s. An awesome eagle on the back, and it says $50 for $50. This one had a hole in it. I'm guessing somebody made a really cool piece of jewelry out of this $50. All they had to do was string a little bit of string through it, and they've got a nice necklace. This one is called a Walking Liberty $50. The Walking Liberties are a little bit more recent, but I would still call them fairly old. That's a pretty awesome looking eagle on the back. Look at him ready to pounce down and catch something. This one is called a Benjamin Franklin $50. These $50 are also a little bit older, but still almost newer. Has a bell on the back. Some of you might know that's the Liberty Bell. This one is a Kennedy $50. 1964 was the very last year that they made these circulation $50 out of 90% silver, just like the quarters and the dimes. After 1964, specifically From 1965 to 1970, the half dollars were made of 40% silver. The rest was copper and other metals. Allow me to show you some $1 coins. This right here is known as the Morgan dollar. The Morgan dollar is one of the older United States dollar coins. Beautiful eagle on the back, isn't it? I really do like this design. The next we have a peace dollar. The peace dollars are also $1 American coins. All of these coins are 90% silver. This one has an eagle perched up on a rock, and at the very bottom you can hardly read it, but it does say peace. That is how this coin became known as the peace dollar. Eisenhower dollars are also really neat. These are a bit more modern, but the only ones you would ever find in silver would be 40% Eisenhower dollar. I believe they were all proofs, so you would know it. Especially if you turn it on its side, you would see that it's all silver. These are the very modern Sacagawea or brass president dollars as well. These modern dollars can come in proof or business strike. They do not contain any silver in them. One honorable mention is the Susan B. Anthony dollar. I don't have any on hand, but here's a picture of what they look like. They're also really neat coins. Lastly, I would like to show you the American Silver Eagle. This one from 1987. Like the Walking Liberty, it has a really neat design on the obverse, and on the reverse, a beautiful American eagle. It says 1 ounce of fine silver, so this coin has 99.9% silver in it, and it is worth much more than $1. The United States Mint also creates commemorative coins and commemorative medallions. In this case, we're going to look at one example, the Apollo 11 50th anniversary commemorative coin. This one has a value of, again, much more than $1, even though it says $1 on the coin. I'm going to open this up and show you. As you can see here, this amazing coin is made to look like the helmet of an astronaut. Here we're going to take it out and take a peek. This coin is actually domed. It is not flat, so it sticks out on one side and it pushes in on the other. Here on the reverse, you can see the footstep on the surface of the moon. This was a very interesting coin. And the United States Mint makes several coins commemorating many different events from many different times. Let's put this one back and keep it somewhere safe so we can keep it for a very long time. Awesome. I want to show you some really neat coins. You remember this Morgan that was made of silver? Well, have you ever seen one made of gold? Just kidding. This one isn't really gold. It had something done to it called gilding. Gilding is where you take a little layer of gold and lay it on top of the coin to make the coin look different. So here you can see the old Morgan and a nice old Morgan with gold gilding on it. It really brings out the eagle and the wreath, doesn't it? And the other side is entirely done in gilding. A beautiful coin, no doubt. Another thing you often see on these coins is painting. People like to take these beautiful coins and paint the image in color all over the coin. This is called colorizing. The backside doesn't look so great, but that paint did look neat. This one, although it's painted, also has a layer of resin on top, or epoxy, or acrylic. You can call it whatever you want, but it's some really cool stuff that not only protects the coin, but it looks neat too. This is a piece you can put in your pocket and not have to worry about damaging it too much. Although the edges might get a little scuffed up, the front and back, the obverse and reverse, are well protected. I also used to collect a lot of foreign coins, and the neat thing about them is all the different designs. They come in different shapes and sizes. Here you can see the squiggly lined ones, and these ones from England look so cool. They have all kinds of shields and animals. Those are really cool. Another thing that people like to collect is foreign silver. This one from Canada has 80% silver and is called a dime also. Really neat design. Here we have a Peruvian un sol, or 1 sol. A very old coin, but beautiful nonetheless. And in this case, you can see she looks familiar. Didn't we see something just like that earlier? Hey look, it's a seated liberty. And that's a beautiful design no matter which country it's from. The next pieces we're going to look at are called tokens. These don't have any monetary or money value, but they do look pretty neat. And they're very fun to collect too. Do you have any tokens? Maybe from Chuck E. Cheese or some other play place? This one here has an angel on some clouds. And this one has a couple getting married. Such a cute coin. These ones are just as fun to collect as they are to create. You put a penny in, crank really hard, and you get this awesome flattened penny with the design to remember the place you went to. So much fun. Now remember, ask your parents' permission before you buy any coins, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.